Hey guys, and welcome to this last Halloween video of 2019. I know, it's crazy. So today I am dressed up as Minnie Mouse, but this is not the final costume.
It's Minnie Mouse dressed up as a clown.
So we'll see if I can get through this video while wearing this and not sounding super weird. I may have to take it off, but isn't it cute? So in today's video, I had something else planned, but I decided that I wanted to share these Halloween scary stories with you guys, and these actually really happened to me. So earlier this month I made a live chat video, and it was like unsolved mysteries and paranormal type stories and things like that. But as I was thinking about it getting closer to Halloween, I was like, you know, there's some really scary stories that have happened to me, so I want to share those with everybody. So that's why I am doing this video. I'm gonna take my nose off because it's kind of hard to talk and breathe at the same time with this. So today's video, I'm gonna share some scary Halloween stories that have actually happened to me. If you guys are curious, I got this hat a few years ago at Disneyland, and it is super comfy. I feel like it's more of a costumey type thing to wear instead of like for like winter time, like a winter hat. I don't know, you guys tell me down below. So there's 4 stories I want to share with you guys. So I'll start with the 2 that are the shortest to tell. So the first scary thing that has happened to me, story-wise, I can tell you, is I went to go, my family was always really overprotective of me. They'd rather be overprotective than not protective enough. And so they hardly ever let me go to the mailbox alone, and it was just across the street. So I was like, I think 15, and my family was like, you can go check the mail across the street. I think you're old enough for it. So I went to check the mail across the street, and while I was there, I heard this car, and this car like pulled up right behind me really fast, and this big guy got out of it. And so I just went underneath the mailbox and kind of back behind the mailbox because the guy was coming after me to like grab me. And so then when he got kind of under the mailbox to kind of get me, I just took off running across the street to my house, and I shut the door and I told my family, and when they came out, he was gone. So that is the first scary story. So be careful checking the mailbox in broad daylight, I guess, is the moral of the story. Anyway, if you hear my baby in the background, he's a little fussy today, but my husband is watching him so that I can have some time to do some videos. So the second story is kind of similar. I was with my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, and she was pregnant, and we were at this place called Zia Records, and it's like a record store, CD, movie place, and she really had to go to the restroom, and so there wasn't a restroom around, and it's like,
I don't know how those people work there without a restroom.
So we went to a Red Lobster down the street. Thought they'd be open. They weren't. But I had gotten out to check to see if they were open. And when I started coming back to the car, because she had just pulled up, a car went right in between me and the car as I was trying to get into it. And these guys got out of the car and like came at me. It was really scary. So I jumped in the car and we just drove off as fast as we could. But it was like really scary because this place isn't really in the best neighborhood or anything. I don't know what they were doing, but it was really scary. So that is story number 2. Okay, story number 3. I would say the last 2 stories I'm about to share with you guys are totally horrifying. So if you don't like scary stories, don't keep watching. So I lived in a bottom downstairs apartment, so it was like on the same level as people. It wasn't upstairs or anything, with my husband the first year and a half that we were married, I think. And so I would be there home alone when he was at work, and he is a teacher, so he worked like Monday through Friday, and he was hardly home his first year of teaching just because he was doing track and club and like all these other things and teaching like 6 different subjects and stuff. It was just really a hard year for both of us. Anyway, so I was home alone a lot. And obviously, like I said, I was on the first level. So I would say this story started out with me
Waking up in the morning and just having a feeling like somebody was peeking through the blinds, like staring at me and watching me while I slept.
And I felt like
when I was like taking a bath and stuff, like I was being watched, so I started shutting the doors and stuff. Like our bathroom was weird, so it was like conjoined to our regular room, and like there was a door that opened into like the kitchen, and it was just really weird.
So I just started shutting my doors and everything, and then like
I would be like watching something on my computer and just constantly got these feelings like I was being watched.
So anyway, to skip further along, this has been like a month or two I've been feeling this way, and
luckily my husband was home, and we were leaving to like go eat or something, and so I stepped out of my apartment door because I was waiting for my husband to like grab his keys and stuff. So I was standing there.
And around the corner came this really tall, heavy black guy, and he was wearing this black shirt that said security on it, and he had blue rubber gloves, like the kind you would get at like Walmart, and he started coming towards me, and it scared me so bad. I was like,
Arlie, that's my husband's name, I just said Arlie, and he
stepped out into the door and looked at the guy, and the guy stopped, looked startled, and then took off running. And so I called the apartment people and I said,
one of your guys' security guards is being really weird. He's tall, he's black, he's really big. He's wearing a shirt with black that says security on it. He had blue rubber gloves, and they were like, we don't have any security officers like that here. The only security guy we have is an old guy. He's like 80 years old. He rides a scooter thing around the complex once during the night. We don't have any other security.
And me and my husband like freaked out. We were like so freaked out. So this guy had been like stalking me and was finally coming after me. It was really terrifying. So luckily our lease was up like the next month or so. So my husband would get up in the morning and he would drop me off at my family's house just in case the guy came back for like a month or two, and then finally we were able to get out of there. Super terrifying, super scary. And years later, somebody got murdered in that housing complex. Now this isn't in a bad area. This is in like a fine area of town. So it was like, oh my gosh, it was so scary. So that was terrifying. Then the last story I'm going to share with you guys is probably the scariest one. So this is in like 2012. I turned 18, or I had just turned 18. I don't remember. But I went to go visit my friend. My friend was moving to Colorado, my best friend. And so I was kind of going to hang out with her and help her move into the apartment with her sister and just hang out. So we got there, and everything's going great on our trip, and the sister's like, you guys can go to the mall while I'm at work and I'll pick you up after. So I'm like falling asleep because I have jet lag in the car, you know, not paying attention to anything. And we get to the mall, we hang out and stuff and shop, and everything's like going amazing and great. And keep in mind that her niece was with us. She was like 5 or 6, I think, really little. Anyway, my friend's like, well, let's just walk back to the apartment. And I was like, okay, if it's close. And she was like, yeah, it's close. Now, keep in mind, she had just moved there to her sister's place. So really, she thought it was closer than it was. And this is like in 2012, where GPSs aren't as popular as they are now. Like anybody could GPS anything now. So I had like half a battery on my phone. And we took off walking. And we walked and walked and walked, and it just felt like we weren't getting anywhere. And then it was getting late out, getting really dark. It was just like not a good idea. We should have just stopped. Anyway, we stopped at a Pizza Hut, and we were like, we're trying to get to this place. So we were walking 6 miles in the opposite direction of where we were trying to go. Yeah. So then we start walking again, and it's like getting dark out. And then we come across the Walmart because my
time of month had came.
And I needed like something to wear, and I had just went to the mall, so I was totally broke. I only had like $5, so I bought like these shorts to wear. So I put on these shorts, and it's like cold out, and these shorts are like really short, and it's dark and everything, and we're just trying to get back to the place. By now we don't even know where we're at. Like it was really scary. And the little girl who was with us, the little niece, was like 5, you know, and she was getting tired of walking, so we found an abandoned cart and we put her in it. Anyway, we're walking, and
as we're walking, it's like gotta be like 9 p.m. Like it's getting really dark out and stuff. It's getting really scary. And so we're walking, and I kind of feel like somebody's following us. So I turn around and I see this guy, and he's wearing this like trench coat, and he had like a bottle of liquor with him or something.
And he was just like walking like behind us, like far enough distance, but like following us. And so I just turned to my friend and I was like, I think this guy's following us. So then I turn around and the guy starts running towards us. So I said, he's running at us, we gotta run, we gotta run. So we're pushing the little girl in the cart and my friend's running, and we're just running as fast as we can, trying to like get out of this, get lost from this person. So we run for like over a mile, and we turn around and we look behind us and the guy was gone. And it was just like terrifying. So finally we're walking and there's just like people like here and there. They're like really suspicious, and we're already scared from the guy chasing us for like a mile or two. Like, it was just scary. Anyway, so that scratching sound in the background is my cat. Just ignore. Anyway, totally horrifying. So on my phone, I only had like a little bit of battery, and not enough to call anybody, not enough to like look anything up online, like not enough to do anything. But luckily we were able to like get the address, and we realized we were really close to where we were supposed to be. So we followed that or whatever to the house, to the apartment, and we got in and we got safe, and we were like so glad. And my phone was like dead the entire time. So something must have been weird going on. Something must have been really weird going on to allow us to see on the phone where we were supposed to go when we had no battery. It was kind of crazy. And so that's not the scariest part of the story. So we get in, we're chilling, you know, and I was staying for like a week, so it had to have been the next day or a few days after. Now keep in mind that we're in Aurora, Colorado. That's where she's moving to. And on the news was about the massacre, the guy who shot up the movie theater. And when his face came on the TV, I was just stunned. Like, I was like just standing there, and I was like, I called my friend's name and I was like, can you come here? And she stood there and she was like, oh my gosh, that's the guy who chased us. So we were like 90-95% sure that the same guy who chased us was the same guy who attacked the movie theater. But it was just horrifying. But anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. I just want to tell you guys happy Halloween. I am sad this is the last Halloween video of 2019, but we've had a good run. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye!